So, we're gonna go pick up this moped.
At the stop sign, turn left onto Sunbury Road.
And luckily, it's only about 7 minutes from my house. I mean, wasn't even really looking to pick up anything, but for the price, I could not beat it. So hopefully this will look like it did in the pictures. Complete, looked like it needed a seat. He was asking
in 2.1 miles, turn left onto Harlem Road.
I said $200 and I'll come and pick it up right now. And he said, yeah, so that's what we're doing. And we are 2 minutes away, or 3 minutes, 2 miles. Never works out like this though. Never have anything this close. And yeah, this is an old Silver Bullet, I believe. I don't know a lot about mopeds. I had a Moped. This is a Tomos, but I had a Moped when I was a kid. And I remember I liked it because it had the gas tank over the actual frame, whereas this one is like your typical moped where it's got the gas tank that goes down the down tube. So, and I thought it looked more like a motorcycle. When I got my moped license, I think you had to be 14. I remember right, so I must have been about 14. I think it was right when I turned 14. But I remember that it was a royal piece of crap. I mean, it ran fine. It was fast for a moped. But the seat was horrible, and I had some kind of zebra cover on there. I think it was like blue and pink or something. And then one of the pedals was broken off, and my dad, I mean, he was somewhat mechanical, but we didn't have any kind of... we were fairly poor, so we didn't have a welder or anything like that. I had the pedal, but the crank lever was so stripped out that you could kind of get it to go in a little bit, and then it would stop, and then sometimes you'd pedal at work, it would stay in, and then the other times the pedal would just fly off. So usually I would just go, and we had a hill where we lived, and I would just, roll down the hill and start that bad boy up. And cruise around for hours, basically going nowhere because I wasn't allowed to go very far. I had the license, all that is registered, which again, I think you had to be 14 back in, God, I was 14, like 90?
Turn left onto Harlem Road, then turn right.
But my parents wouldn't let me go that far, so we lived in a development, and I could just go around in a big circle for the most part. But it was fun. And I thought I was cool, and I'm sure I was not cool, especially with that seat cover.
In a quarter mile, turn right.
I'm not going to film at this guy's house because I don't know who he is. His name's John, like myself, so probably pretty cool. But yeah, so I'm getting ready to pull up here. It says 500 feet. Is this it? That's not it. Here it is. So that's right here. 134.
Proceed to the route.
Oh, decent house, so. And it's already sitting
Proceed
outside.
to the route.
Sweet. There she is.
Arrived.
So we will load this bad boy up. Well, now as mentioned, I had a moped as a kid, but I don't know a lot about them, but I know one feature that my moped did not have, and that was a kickstart. This actually has a kickstart. So most mopeds, or at least the ones I'm familiar with, you pedal them, get going, and it starts. This one you can actually start like a motorcycle or dirt bike. Now when I first brought it home, I should have filmed it. I did kick it over, and it did, it started for a second. As soon as I gave it throttle, it died. And the seller had mentioned that. So I'm gonna try it like one more time here, but I don't have a lot of confidence. And it is leaking some oil or something. But it feels like it's got good compression. Yeah, it's not gonna start again. I think maybe he had put some starting fluid in there. But we've got some covers in the way. Again, I've never worked on a moped, but I'm going to start taking some of these covers apart, or off rather, and then we can get a better visual of the little engine. I have a feeling it needs a gasket, among other things. Our fuel line, nice and kinked. All right, now we've moved to the other side, and I think there's just one. There's obviously supposed to be several, but this is what you get for $200. But thinking back, or when I got there, I probably should have offered $100 or $150. I think the guy was there, but I've been, I wasn't really looking for one, but I have been looking at Marketplace for other odds and ends, and I did, when I found this one, I did look up just mopeds in general, and they're all going for about $500. So I didn't want to insult the guy, but he probably would have taken a bit less. So, yeah, there's a carb. But not a lot of room to work in here, I can tell you that much. Guessing a 10mm? Hey, what do you know? Even a blind squirrel gets a nut every now and again. I just want to see if I can get it running first, and then we will we'll start to just tear it apart. Okay, there's a little boot that's supposed to go on the back side of this. There's also a screw missing right here. There's not a whole lot to this bad boy. Ooh. Definitely a new gasket. Parts of the gasket fly out. This is our little float. This should be, yeah, there's the jet. Yes, needle. And that's all there is to this little bad boy. So I'm gonna look and see if we can find a rebuild kit for this. If not, we'll just look for a Chinese replacement. Seem to be able to find all kinds of Chinese replacements on eBay, or Amazon rather.
On a moped.
Moped?
Yeah, I picked up a moped, real cheap one, old silver bullet on the marketplace. Oh, what the hell?
Pedal start?
Yeah, actually, well, I almost had to restore it, kind of.
No, you said to restore it. Well, I'll let you restore the motor.
Is that your bottom? That's my next.
Oh, she looks like she was funny.
Oh, she looks bad, yeah, she looks horrible.
He said, why?
And he's...
I know my sister yesterday, she got a waiver on her. And
For sure. Ah, come on. Oh, there's the chain. Oops. That wasn't supposed to happen. We got the engine on the bench over here, and after a little bit of investigation, I kind of wiped off. I don't believe the case is leaking at all. I think, and I may still split it, but I think the majority of it was from that oil injector, which is this gizmo right here. So we'll do some more investigation, but it's got really good compression. And I'll drain the oil out of it, of course. I mean, there's a lot of oil around here. That could be a bad bearing, but we'll check all that out. But I'd rather not take this apart if I really don't need to. But I will. I mean, I'll definitely take the head off just to have a look-see. And we'll take this side cover off as well. We'll drain the oil out first, though. And fortunately, that little tumble I had didn't cause any damage at all, it appears. So, not too shabby. I haven't had to break anything yet. That's a nice change. This is the other section of, I believe, would be the airbox. I don't know. I don't know anything about these, so I'll have to definitely look that up. But yeah, not a whole lot more to take apart. The rear wheel does appear to have a bad bearing. Front feels okay. We'll eventually take those wheels off, but right now I'm going to focus on this, I believe. I think. I don't know. I could change my mind in a little bit, but we will see.